Hi everybody and welcome back to Sit and Knit for a Bit with Arne and Carlos.
And we are, as always, your hosts, Arne and Carlos. Sit in It for a Bit is our Wednesday podcast where we talk about virtually nothing for 15 minutes and people get to hang out with us for a little while. That's why it's called Sit in It for a Bit, in case you're new and just tuning in, because you can just sit and enjoy a little, gossip time together with us. Whether you're knitting or not is actually irrelevant. Usually we're not. And maybe you do other things like crocheting or embroidery or wood carving.
We haven't done anything on Sit and Knit for a bit.
No, we actually...
do you realize that? We never do anything on Sit and Knit for a bit. We always just sit and talk.
That's because we're really bad at multitasking. So it's really difficult, especially I kind of tend to disappear into my fantasy world when I'm knitting. And I'm not receptible for anything when I'm doing my stuff. So yeah, anyway.
I could try, but then I think I won't last long.
Yeah, probably not. But you'll last longer than me, that's for sure.
A little bit longer, but no.
So anyway, Sit in It for a Bit is our podcast where we recap our week and we talk about projects and we talk about whatever comes to mind. Today we're sitting in front of our living room window, or actually...
It's a door.
It's a door.
It's a door.
It's a door out to our deck, our terrace. And as you can see, if we do this, as you can see, it's actually quite lovely outside today. We've had a little sprinkle of snow, but the lake is still not frozen.
No, just a little bit in the north end of the lake.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of ice.
A little bit of ice.
You can't walk on it. It's like nothing. So.
And then we've got that lovely little sprinkle of snow. It's kind of like laid there as dust. More than likely, by the end of the week, is going to be gone.
But this is the third snowfall.
It is, yes.
And based on old people saying, there should be 7.
Okay,
before it stays. So we have 4 more.
So 7 cookies for Christmas.
7 cookies for Christmas and 7 snowfalls before it stays.
Yeah, okay.
That's the old saying.
Yeah. And do we know why 7? Is it the virgins again?
Probably.
The wise versions.
It's a magic number.
Yeah, it's a magic number, yeah. Obviously. So yeah, okay, so we're waiting for 4 more snowfalls before the snow stays. But it's lovely. We've been outside. It's actually quite warm.
It's not so cold as it looks, actually.
Yeah.
So it's plus 2 Celsius.
Yeah, so it's plus degrees still.
Still warm.
It's still relatively warm. For a Norwegian, it's warm. It's nice and lovely. The other day we took a really long walk with our friends and we were 4 dogs.
Yeah.
And we went up to Himalaya. You may know Himalaya if you've followed our podcast. We actually did one of our Sit in It for a Bit on top of Himalaya. Looks completely different now. It didn't have that sprinkle of snow because the snow came the day after. But it was still very lovely and all the colors.
I don't think we will walk up there if there's snow. It can be dangerous.
Yeah, it could be dangerous.
It can be so slippery.
It is Himalaya after all.
It's Himalaya after all.
Not the one in India, this is the one in Norway. So
I have a theory
about
the meaning of our Himalaya.
Okay.
You see, Hima, that sounds almost like home.
Yeah.
Laya, that means like a direction.
Yeah.
If you go in that Laya.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you go up to that mountain, you can actually see where you live.
Oh, so it's Himalaya means the direction to your home.
The direction to your home.
Yeah.
Because it's so high, so you can see anybody's home from there.
But it's not as high as the Himalaya in India. That one is about 4 times as high.
It's not as high. It's not so. I don't know why it's called Himalaya, but
and believe it or not,
we also have the other one.
We also have a Titicaca lake here.
Yeah, they call it Titicaca.
Yeah, but why?
Have you been up to Titicaca? I think we've been there. Isn't that where the bench is? Kristine's bench?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We live in a strange place.
Yeah, we do, yeah. So we've got a Titicaca, a Himalaya. We never need to leave, do we?
No, we have everything around here.
And then we can just, build our weeks according to what happens here. Most exciting thing right now this week is we are expecting mail. Shampoo and conditioner is coming in the mail because I like this particular brand. And we went to the shop where they sell it and they didn't have it. So I just ordered it online, and I'm afraid because it's liquid and they're putting it in our mailbox, and I'm afraid if it gets really cold and it freezes. So I'm going to the mailbox every day.
But we're not going anywhere for a while now. We've been away. Now we're at home.
I know, but still, I'm so afraid it's going to freeze. And so I keep checking for the mailman, and
but I have this mirror now outside the room.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of our office, but it's so messy, so it's more mine than yours. And when we fixed our Volkswagen Beetle, we had to change one of the mirrors, the side mirrors. Yeah. And I kept the old one, and then took a piece of wood and I made a hole, and I just screwed the old mirror into that piece of wood, and now it is attached outside my window.
Yeah, I know. It's fun.
It's like a gossip mirror.
Yeah, but that being said, you are still not very used to it, because the other day the dogs went bananas. Yeah, there was a car outside our house, and it was honking its horn, and Arne was like, "Oh, I didn't see it through your mirror."
No, but I totally forgot about it.
Exactly.
Because I put it up and we went to Iceland.
Exactly, yeah.
But now I'm checking that mirror every half an hour.
Yeah, so as soon as the post car is here, I'm going to run out and get my conditioner and my shampoo, which is actually, I ordered it for you because I've got the other one that I got at the hairdresser's.
You think I look like I need some hair wash?
Yeah, but you were running out of the other one. So anyway, it's conditioner and shampoo week here with Arne and Carlos, and we're very excited about the package that the postman is going to deliver.
But I have something coming. Maybe we should say that
it's
for another.
delayed.
No, you talk about the ABBA, the record, the ABBA.
Weren't you very upset when you received the email saying that?
I thought that was horrible, but now it's on Sonos, on
Spotify,
yeah. So I can listen. I've listened to everything. Yesterday I had my total ABBA day.
You did, yeah.
I started with the first one, the Ring Ring.
Okay.
And I heard through all of them up to Arrival. No, I started on the
on Spotify, not on vinyl.
No, on Spotify. We have them on vinyl, but they're downstairs, and I'm sitting upstairs.
Yeah, and I'm sitting downstairs.
I should put up a record player.
It's funny though, huh? You're sitting downstairs. I'm sitting downstairs where the record player is, and you're sitting upstairs where there's no record player.
But we have a record player in the guest room, the guest house.
We do, yes.
We should take that upstairs.
Anyway, when I saw the email,
actually, I have another record player. Remember?
So many
record players. I have a
players.
very good record player, but the guy who sold it to me in Oslo, he's selling radios and stuff, but I think he's drunk. The shop is never open because I can't understand.
Let's just say he's unreliable because you don't know if he is. So
but I can't understand how to change that. You know, is it called a pickup?
Yeah.
No, the stift in Norwegian, the one you put on the record, and. Actually, there's another record shop, and I think I will put the record player in a bag.
Yeah, and it's very frustrating because it says on the door, it says opening hours from 9 to 4,
and it never
Monday
works.
to Friday, and it's never open.
Never open.
So he's probably just unreliable. He doesn't show up to work. Whatever the reason is.
It's like the antique dealers when we travel, they're always closed.
They're always closed.
What's wrong with these people?
I don't know.
They should open because we're in town.
I don't think they're drunk.
I think some money.
Yeah, I don't think they're drunk. I think they just forget about it, or they just are busy doing other things. Anyway, sometimes it's a good thing because it's not always we have money to spend, and so it's good when the antique shops are closed because that means we are not shopping.
And look what I got this week.
Speaking of shopping, but it is very cute. I have to say.
I wanted to have this candelabra, like. I want to have the pompous one since you bought so many candles, but then I found this one.
This one's cute.
It's not pompous at all. It's cute. It's so tiny.
It's very cute.
I think it was so. I couldn't leave it. It was on 30 kroner.
Yeah, so like $2.
$2.
It's a good price.
It's a bargain.
Yeah. So one more thing in the house that we didn't actually need, but we got it. Yay!
It's so beautiful.
And an update on what we're now calling Lagoon Gate, because, if you followed last week's podcast, you know we went to Iceland. We know that I forced Arne to hang out in the lagoon for about 8 hours, not in one lagoon, but many lagoons. So the total time,
three of them, 3 lagoons.
Well, but 4
2 times in the blue one.
Yeah, so... 8 hours lagooning, and now I have to go to antique shops, thrift stores, and be enthusiastic.
It's not antiques, Carlos. It's
thrifts, so it's crap.
No,
not always.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Anyway, I'm not a big fan of the thrift stores because I don't actually think we need anything. We have so many things here, and sometimes the smell can be a little
There's always something we need.
Yeah. Anyway,
I brew it like every week.
Yeah. Let's agree on being different and loving each other no matter what.
I'm gonna buy you that hot tub. You know, the one. Have to use wood and you fire up.
No, too much work. I want a lagoon, and I want it geothermally heated with, like they have in Iceland.
We can hope for an earthquake.
No, not really.
Maybe
Anyway,
an earthquake will open up the ground and the lake will be hot.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I doubt it.
Cool.
Anyway, the update on Lagoon Gate is that on Friday we went down to the supermarket, and Arne went to the thrift store, and I sat in the car as I usually do. And then Arne realized when we got home that I still owe him the 8 hours of thrift storing. Yeah. So he made me go back down to the thrift store on Saturday, and he forced me to go in, and I was enthusiastic for a little
5 minutes.
No, I was enthusiastic for 10 minutes.
I saw on your face that you really didn't find it so
interesting. I was smiling all the time.
I gave you the car keys and told you to go in the car and wait.
Yeah. So this is my face. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I brought home some really, really necessary stuff.
Couple of Nancy Drew books.
Actually 4 books which I didn't have.
Okay.
I'm still reading Nancy Drew. I am on book number 6 or 7.
Okay.
But I'm reading other stuff also. And I have to finish this because there was something I wanted. Because I said there was something exciting coming in the post, and it was not the vinyl I was thinking about. It was another thing.
What?
I've been doing my genealogy.
Okay.
And I found that my great-great-grandfather had the 6th cousin in America.
Okay.
And he was interesting.
So you ordered some books?
I ordered books.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, quite a few also.
Three books. I found 3 old books from this guy, and he was considered to be the father of Norwegian American literature. That is cool.
That's very cool.
His name was Burslet. Ole A.
Okay.
Amundsen Burslet.
Well, you are very well connected.
Buslet in English? I don't know.
I have to say, you're very well connected.
I'm well connected. Actually, he was second cousin of the bird, the thief we talked about.
Oh, the bird, yeah.
So
Thun.
There's a lot of different people, but it's interesting and it's so fun. And I ordered these books because one of the books was about his childhood in America, and I think they went to Wisconsin when he was 13 years old or something. But anyway, I ordered all the books I could find. So there's 3 books coming.
Cool.
So I have to read these now.
Yeah.
And some of them are written in Norwegian and some in English. And I found them on Wikipedia and I also them in the Norwegian lexicon. What's that called?
Encyclopedia.
Yeah, a Norwegian encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia.
He is mentioned there, and all his books and stuff. So
I think that's very cool.
I have a lot of research to do.
I'm very excited. I hope there will be more stories here on YouTube about the bird.
I don't know more about it.
Well, you'll have to find out.
I have to find out.
You keep calling your brother, and your brother keeps calling you, and I mean, you are finding out a lot of cool
we talk
stuff.
Almost every day now because we have so much to talk about.
Family
so
history.
Funny.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's actually
really
sad my father can't
verify it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have loved.
He would have loved all these
stories.
stories.
Yeah, and I'm sure he would have loved the sketch on that book that we showed last week.
Probably.
Yeah, he would have been very, very pleased about that. So yeah, it's a shame.
But it's interesting. And I think sometimes that people find it very strange that I'm so into this genealogy thing and talking about my great-grandfather and stuff. But actually, since I grew up with my great-grandfather and what's it called? That's the older father. Grandfather and great-grandfather.
Yeah, you grew up.
Not 2 great, 1 great.
You grew up with your great-grandparents and your grandparents and your parents under the same roof. So, and another thing that I found was really cool was that you were quite old. So you remember, right? Your great-grandmother, how you were 4 or 5 years old when she passed away.
It was something like that.
Yeah, and your great-grandfather, you were a teenager.
Yeah. So
how old were you when he passed away?
12 maybe.
Yeah, you see?
So, or 10. No, I wasn't a teenager. I don't remember.
I thought you said you were 14.
76?
Yeah.
How old was I in 1970? So I was a teenager.
Yes, that's what you said.
That year.
That's what you said, yeah. And so you have good memories of your great-grandfather.
So like when my great-grandparents, they were in the house and they talked about family and we had a lot of family coming. So for me, being a sixth cousin is not so far. Like,
although it is pretty far.
No, but it's like, it's not so far away. Come on.
Wow. It's
still family.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting. And I know that for a lot of people, it's far away. Like, because so if you don't remember your grandparents either, then it's probably different. But
yeah. Anyway, yeah, lots of fun.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about genealogy and about the bird, fugl, and about the bruset. No. Burslet.
Yeah. I will show you the books next time,
when they
arrive, because I think it's really fun when you find interesting people on the genealogies.
So we've got a lot of excitement now in our mailbox. We've got shampoo and conditioner coming. We've got 3 books.
Yeah,
and we've got the ABBA record, which is delayed, but we don't know when it will come.
No. Nothing happens around here. So if we want to have something exciting to happen, we have to fix it ourselves.
Lots of stuff happen. Especially this particular weekend was a very special weekend here in the area where we live.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You didn't forget about it.
I try not to think about it.
You try not to think about it. So there's a dish in this region. It's particular for this region, and it's called rakfisk, and it is a trout, a mountain trout, and it's
rotten.
It's not rotten. It's preserved in
on
salt.
The edge.
It's preserved in salt for many months, and then it's eaten raw. It is an acquired taste for some. Personally, I do have to admit that I like it. And this weekend was the Rakfisk Festival here in Valdres.
And then people go bananas.
Now I like the fish. I do not like the festival, but that's because I don't like crowds. So
but we never go there.
No, we will never go to the festival because...
We've been there once.
Yeah,
years.
And that was enough. Once was enough. Yeah. So, okay. We'll have to tell the joke or the story. So we met a lady once, and it was in the US. We met a lady and she asked us where we came from. And we said we were from Norway. And she said, "Oh, Norway, I've been there. It was nice. Once was enough."
No, I think we asked her like,
yeah.
"Did you like it?" And it's like, "Once was enough."
Once was enough. So.
Okay.
So whenever somebody says that, or whenever we say that, we think of that lady, because we thought it was quite funny.
It was funny. But yes, this weekend we were invited to our neighbor.
Yeah. So anyway, we don't do crowds. We hate crowds.
If we don't have to, we don't.
Yeah. If we don't have to, that's why you'll never see us. If you're from the U.S. and you go to Rhinebeck, you will never see us in Rhinebeck because we know that it's very crowded. And I've even reconsidered vogue knitting in New York. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there because I hate the elevator and I hate the elevator rush hour.
And there's no stairs.
And there's no stairs.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly. Why? There should be stairs.
They're probably hidden somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Behind locked doors.
Yeah. And when we were in Minneapolis for the Vogue event, we were on the 3rd floor and the stairs were locked. And we had to wait for the elevator and we wanted to take the stairs, but we couldn't. So we don't understand what's the problem with stairs in the USA. But we never seem to be able to take them. Anyway, we're digressing
we
here.
Can't find them.
Yeah, because they're locked.
They're locked.
So I think it's for fires only. I don't know. But here in Norway, we can use the stairs anytime. Even if they are a fire escape, they're not locked. So that's why we think it's strange.
Sometimes we use the stairs.
Always. Because we hate elevators, don't we?
Especially if it's crowded.
Exactly.
And if they're tiny or like narrow.
Yeah, I don't like elevators.
Claustrophobic.
Anyway, we're digressing now. What we were going to say was we don't go to the Rakfisk Festival because there's a lot of people. and there's some alcohol involved. People do get a little drunk. We are, after all, in a part of the world where people can sometimes be a little drunk, I guess. So we don't go there, but our friends or our neighbor on the other side, she actually lives just across there. She usually doesn't go either because she hates crowds too, but she goes there during the day to buy the fish, which I buy directly from the farm. And by the way, we only serve this fish once a year to our family because Arne...
Or maybe 2 times because the family is big.
Yeah, because Arne doesn't really like it, so I don't buy this. You know, we don't have this at home. Anyway, it's season for rockfisk, which Arne calls...
Rockfisk? Yeah, are you speaking Norwegian American?
Yeah, I think so. It's the season for rockfisk, which is this fermented kind of trout in salt. And our neighbor went together with the friends that we walk the dogs with. They went and bought some, and then they invited us over. And there's 2 versions of the story, because there always is. I had a lovely meal, I have to say. Arne, what was your experience with the rockfisk meal this time?
I had... Oh, it's horrible. I just had like a tiny piece, and I tried to make it in very thin slices, and then I put it on lefse or
so anyway, there's
potatoes. I drowned it in all the other stuff. Like onion is very good on it, because then you can't taste the fish. But actually you can, if you can't taste it, you can still feel it. Because when you chew it, it's almost like it's squeezing behind your teeth. I think it was so, it's actually so disgusting.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was on the side of the table where the lady were, and she didn't like it either, so we had a good time.
Yeah. Anyway,
anything goes with champagne.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And I think you were sticking with the champagne more than with the rockfisk.
Well, there's a lot of food in good.
So they've got 3 different types of rockfisk. You have mild, and then you have mild, medium, and strong. Kind of like a camembert, or maybe like a Roquefort cheese.
Is it called? Isn't there even more stronger?
No, it's mild, medium, and strong, and it's the time that it's been in storage. So the strong one maybe has been in storage for longer than
this food is
than the mild one. I actually go for the strong one. Sometimes the medium, but I like the strong one.
I go for the mild one just to be polite.
Arne goes for the mild one. You eat it. You can eat it in 2 ways. Either you have well, you eat it with sour cream. In Norway, it's called rømme, and you eat it with red onion, raw red onion, and you put butter and potatoes. So it's kind of like a nice dish with the fish. You've got the onion on top. You've got the sour cream. You've got the potatoes. That's number 1. Number 2, like everything else in Norway, you put it in a lefse. A lefse is like a pancake made of flour and potato, and it's cold, and you put the fish, the onion, the butter, the sour cream, and then you roll it and you eat it. So those are the 2 ways to eat it. I always recommend Arne to put a lot of the onion, put a lot of the condiments inside the lefse with the fish, roll it, and eat it. That's the easiest way. However, our neighbor doesn't like lefse. So on Saturday, she served everything, and then there was a little bit of lefse on the plate, like two small ones.
But the 2 of us shared most of it.
Yeah, because when I realized, I grabbed some lefse, the lady sitting next to me grabbed some lefse, but then when I realized that was it, I didn't want to take any more lefse because I wanted Arne to have it, so I kind of said, oh no, I'm going to have the potatoes, and I'm going to have it the other way, because I can eat it anyway. And I just wanted Arne to have the lefse, because that's the only way you eat it.
Me and the lady next to me, we shared all the lefse.
But all the lefse was not a lot.
No, in the end we had to kind of put small pieces inside the potato, and we put cream or sour cream on top, and onion. And everything on the fork, and then you just chew as quick as possible, and you swallow.
So I saw you fiddling. You had your knife and your fork, and then you had your potato, and you were kind of carving, kind of like cutting the potato and carving in a hole and squeezing the fish.
I don't know why we do this, Carlos. That food is disgusting.
Well, I personally like it.
It can be dangerous,
Well,
if it's not well done.
Yeah, you could get listeria and die from it. But in Norway, when when you do this, when you process this food in Norway, it's done in an environment that is very clean. There's no bacteria inside the room. People wear it's like a science fiction movie, or like, you know, when they tested people for COVID in the beginning, everybody wears a big protective outfit, and it's kind of very sterile and bright lights, and there's nothing in there, and everything's cleaned with alcohol, and super.
I heard about people like where I come from, because we don't have that tradition, and these guys tried to make it.
No, but they tried. Yeah, they made it at home, and you should not make this at home.
But that's what people did in the old days.
In the old days, yeah. But now you should get it from the certified people who are allowed to serve it, and it's actually from this area, so it should come from this area.
I think like this area is very big with the rakfisk. I think
it's actually from this area.
It's from this area, I guess.
It's a protected name, and it actually has the name of the area of Rakfisk fra Valdres.
I never heard about that until like in the 80s, because my sister was married to a guy, and his family, they had Rakfisk for Christmas. That was the first time I ever heard about it, and I tasted it, and I didn't eat it.
No.
And I don't know where they got it from, because they didn't have any link to this area. So,
I don't know.
Maybe they...
Anyway, it is. I think it's yummy, and Arne's sister loves it. Arne's brother loves it, and all our nieces and nephews love it too. A couple of the spouses of our nieces and nephews that don't like it. So usually I do that once a year. I invite them over, and we have this rakfisk, and then I make a salmon for the people who don't eat the rakfisk, including him. And then we'll take some of this rakfisk also to where we celebrate Christmas and offer it as gifts to our host, who love it as well.
I think the rakfisk is up there with Janssons frestelse, the Swedish dish. These two dishes they are not good.
Oh, the Swedish Janssons is delicious.
No.
So Janssons is potatoes. You cut them in sticks, kind of like you do French fries. So you cut the potatoes, and then you put the potatoes. You layer them on a dish together with onion and anchovies, and then you put in the cream, and then on top you put like this panko on top, and then you put it in the oven, and it's just divine. It's one of the best things ever.
I haven't tasted it actually. I just smelled it.
But that's because you don't like anchovies.
I don't like anchovies. Like, I remember we went to this restaurant once, and you ordered a pizza with anchovies,
which I always do,
and it smelled so bad. The whole restaurant smelled like anchovies. I could hardly eat my pasta with shrimps or something. But I order pasta every time the few times you make Janssons frestelse, I order pasta.
Well, Arne always orders pasta if he can.
Yeah.
So when we went to Italy, we were in southern Italy a few years ago, and we spent 10 days in southern Italy, and Arne ordered the pasta with seafood every day for lunch and dinner.
I had the list over the top.
Yeah, I asked him if he was interested in ordering anything else, and he said nope. And then because of that, I said to him, so let's make it a little fun. Let's do, since you're going to eat the same thing day and night, why don't we just do like a ranking? So Arne ranked every single one of them. And if you want to know which is the best one, we'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I think it's a very simple one in
Capri.
The one in Anna Capri.
Yeah, very simple place.
You have to go away from the Capri, from the tourists. You have to go to Anna Capri, where the locals are.
And it was in the Gelsomina, that restaurant, Anyway, so we're digressing again. We're talking about food today. We should be talking about knitting. And
but I have something to tell you, because...
Well, we have to finish off the food.
I haven't finished now.
No. Anyway, so Arne does not like herring. Arne does not like anchovies, and Arne does not like the salted trout that we call rakfisk. Those are things I love. You do like you do like sushi, though.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between the rakfisk and sushi?
Well, it's a big difference.
Because
the rakfisk is rotten.
It's not rotten. It's preserved in salt.
Yeah.
It's different.
But sushi, the fish is not. Like,
it's fresh,
it's
yeah.
fresh.
Oh, yeah, sashimi and all that, yeah.
You see, the rockfish hasn't been fresh for many, many, many years or months.
Months. Yeah. Anyway, so it was a very traumatic experience for poor Arne. My heart was bleeding for him.
No, it wasn't. You were enjoying the food.
Well, of course I was enjoying the food, but it was very hot there.
Yeah.
So we left early because
that was the fish. You see, there was something bad.
It was fishy.
It was fishy. It was something fishy.
Anyway, we did leave early, and when we came back, the first thing Arne said was, "I'm hungry." So he made himself a cup of noodles.
I did.
Which is something I don't like. So I mean,
you can't take the smell of those instant noodles.
No, and I don't like instant noodles.
I remember like 20 years ago, I was told that pasta was not good for you. Like,
no, it's not the pasta.
You should never eat pasta.
It's the things you put on top.
I have had pasta as long as I can remember, and I don't even have things on top all the time.
No,
I just go for the pasta. Sometimes
That's true. Yeah.
With a lot of butter. Remember when we were kids, when we like saw pasta for the first time?
I don't remember.
No, because in Norway, when I was little, I remember the pasta, the boxes with pasta, they were like this long. The pasta were longer.
Really? I don't remember that.
And when my mother did them, she needed to have a big kettle because she had to bend the pasta down into the kettle.
Sounds nice.
And a few years ago, my brother, he got one of these packages from a neighbor because they found it somewhere.
Yeah, I hope he didn't eat it because it was like 40 years old.
It was 40 years old. but I don't know why they gave him.
Did he eat it?
No. But I saw the package. It was kind of, it took me back.
Yeah, nostalgia. Yeah.
The long pasta.
Anyway, we're going to do a rockfish party with your family later on, and I promise you'll get either pasta or salmon.
We're actually doing 2 parties, remember?
Yeah.
Because it's quite a big family now, and there are there's not room. It's so crowded when we have a lot of people.
Well, there is room, but yeah, it's 20 people, 22 if we gather the whole clan. So yeah, I think that we'll do it half or.
Then you can
we'll do your brother's side, and then we'll do your sister's side because.
But then in the summer, then we can have everybody because then we can be outside.
Outside, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we still have to think about the pandemic and make sure that we're not too many people and too close because it's still. There can still worse, and now Europe is getting worse, including Norway. So I mean, this thing is not over for a while, and I guess we'll be staying here for a while longer. Yeah. We did do we've done a few Zoom events live, not many, but we did one very recently, and people were very curious to know if we were planning to go abroad again to tour and as we were doing before. And I guess we are.
As soon as it's possible, I think we have to go on tour again.
But we're not thinking about any travel probably until next fall. One thing that would be really fun though, I don't know what you guys think, but maybe you can put it down in the comments. How about, because we don't want to do what we were doing before. We want to do new stuff. Yeah. So maybe we'll do Sit in It for a bit, the live tour. Or Sit in It for a bit, the tour. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be cool.
And then do Sit in It for a bit live, in different cities, and hook up and hang out with all the people, and that would be really fun. So
like we do, like when we do the cruises and the garden tour, like we just knit with people, but we don't have to do a specific thing. Like we don't have to teach a special thing.
Yeah, but when we do the cruises, we have the mystery knit along.
Yeah, but then we just sit in the sofas watching the view and we knit with people
and guide them.
And then if people have questions or they wonder about things, we can ask them.
But we do
it goes both ways.
Sometimes. We do a little teaching though.
A little bit, but not much.
No, but yeah, it will be fun to do the Sit in It for a bit live. So we'll see if we can actually take that concept with us on the road. That would be fun.
But we will start traveling again
at some point. And whether we'll do the Sit in It for a bit live or whether we'll teach, we'll see. But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult planning still because of the situation. Now Europe is getting bad again. We want to do the cruises, we want to release, but you know, seeing how Europe is getting, we may have to wait a little bit more. So if you are on our waiting list, waiting for information about the cruises, please bear with us. We won't release anything until we are 100% sure that it's safe. Number one, it's very important that the situation is, you know, acceptable. And also, depending on how this all pans out, as we don't know yet.
We don't know. So, but while we are at home, I can still clean the house, clean the stash like this one. I started this week.
Yeah. That's I love the rib.
This is how I clean, because we have a lot of this yarn. This is also what we use to some of the crochet blankets, but it never ends. So now I started a new project.
New UFO. Love the colors.
So I'm just trying to make something with this yarn.
Yeah.
So I don't have a plan. I just made I draw the pattern, and now I see what happens.
I love the two-striped rib. I think that's really nice.
I think that's kind of cool.
And then I like that.
Sporty.
I like that brown and that turquoise and that purple and the beige.
There was a lot of brown and green and
Show it again. It's a really beautiful color combination.
I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But you know, I think I'm the master of creating UFOs.
Yes, you are.
So this is just one of many unfinished projects.
Yeah, it's a funny way to clean, isn't it?
Yeah. But it feels more clean when I finish things, kind of. And the other one, the brioche thing, I haven't started the back yet.
That would be to do a sweater similar to this one here. This is my very loose sweater, as you can see.
I think I love that volume, so that's what I'm making.
Yeah, it's got a great volume and it's very homey.
And there was some questions, like someone wrote something about the swatch we made. Because the swatch for that, the one I'm making, is what's it called again, the yarn?
It's the Alpaca Classic.
Alpaca Classic, and there was some people said you should steam or block the swatch.
Or wash it.
But I would never do that. I've never done that, and especially for this yarn, because when I finish that sweater, or when we finish our sweaters, we will never block it or steam it or anything, because it's the Alpaca Classic and it's a brioche. So why should you block it or steam it? You don't want to make it flat. The yarn comes out exactly as it.
Yeah, and then instead of washing it, we would hang it out in the cold. That's how the sweaters get clean.
And if we have to wash it, we just wash it maybe
by hand
and put it flat and let it dry. But we don't do anything with it when it's finished.
I think actually, you know, the whole gauge swatching thing, you know, I mean, don't overcomplicate it.
Don't just do a swatch, because the pattern you have, when like all the patterns I know, like when you knit from a pattern, it's based on the knit when you knit it.
Yeah.
It's not based on how it look if you steam it or block it. There's so many ways to finish it, but it's based on the knitting. And like one example, maybe that makes sense for people. Like if the pattern says you should make the rib for the body, say you knit like 50 centimeters and then you start the pattern. I have never met a person who knit and put it on the iron table and block it to check if it's long enough. That length is based on what you make when you knit it.
But a lot of people do get told to do the washing and blocking and all that. So we're not saying don't do it, but I think
whatever you like.
Do whatever you like. We don't do it, and we don't really care. But I would say that for the particular purpose of that sweater. So the particular purpose of that sweater was to find a nice, or that tutorial was to find a nice gauge that you felt comfortable with, and use that gauge to determine the number of stitches you're going to cast on. So for that particular purpose, you have a sweater, say you have this sweater here, and you want to copy the volume. So what you want to know is how many stitches do I need to cast on, and then you do your swatch. You count the number of stitches, and then you calculate that I need this number of stitches, 120 or whatever it was.
Never.
And then actually the 120 is still an approximate, because when we measured the sweater, it was actually more than 120. It was like 124 or 100.
But when
I
put it on, and it's exactly the same.
Yeah, but we rounded the number anyway. We rounded it down.
Because it's knitting, it's elastic. It doesn't matter if there's a few stitches more or less.
So for that particular purpose, for just determining the number of stitches, it's not really necessary to wash it and block it and do all that. But if you've been told to do it, and it's actually mentioned in the pattern, if you have a knitting pattern and it's mentioned that you should knit a swatch and then you should wash it and block it and whatever, then do that.
That depends on who made the pattern.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So if it says in the pattern to do it, we would highly recommend that you do, because then the gauge is actually based on that. But if the pattern just gives you the indicated gauge, it means that you should just knit a swatch, but you don't have to.
Because the gauge is based on what you make.
Yeah, so if it's not mentioned in the pattern that you should wash it and block it and
I've never heard anybody.
Then don't do it, because then you don't have to.
No.
But anyway, it's up to everybody how they want to do it. People are curious to know about us. We wouldn't do it. And again, this particular swatch was only to determine our gauge, so that we could calculate the number of stitches.
For me, it doesn't make sense, especially if you think about the length, because you will never block something while it's on the needle.
Yeah.
So don't do it.
And then somebody else was also wondering about our yarn that we chose, because it was alpaca mixed with cotton, and whether that would grow or not. But the yarn is spun in a special way, and it's very light, so I don't think it's gonna.
I think maybe it will sag a little bit when you use it, but for me everything is sagging, so sometimes I like to have it a little bit too tight, because I know when I use it will loosen up, but then again when you wash it probably go back to what it was.
I mean, as long as you know about it and you accept it, it's fine. I mean,
and you know it's not dangerous to unravel.
No, it's not.
If you love to knit, you don't care if you have to unravel, because then you have even more joy of knitting.
Yeah. But anyway, there's so many different yarns, and all yarns have their pros and cons, and as long as you're aware of it, and as I was saying, the yarn is very thin, and it's knitted with a thicker needle, so it's very light.
It's very light, and when I finish all the pieces and we sew that sweater together, it's finished.
Yeah.
There will be no steaming with the iron, or there will be no blocking, or what they call it.
So for that particular sweater and the purpose of the sweater, I don't think it's going to be a problem. If it were 100% alpaca and then color work, then I wouldn't choose that yarn at all, because that would have been a difficult yarn to knit color work. Alpaca is quite hard to do with color work, and if you're going to use alpaca, you need to blend it with wool. For color work, and you actually have to have a big content of wool, so you would need around 50% or more, maybe 80% would be ideal. 20% alpaca, 80% wool would be perfect.
Sorry, you remember we bought ourselves alpaca sweaters in Peru.
We did, yes.
That was so beautiful in the shop.
Yeah.
With cables and stuff. You know where they are?
They probably turned into a dress and they're somewhere. Because they got long.
They got so long. They were like sagging as we were using them.
Yeah.
They started really nice on the hips, and just using them for 2-3 times, they were on your on your knees. That was not good. So,
anyway, all these yarns have different characteristics, and it actually depends on so many factors. So this particular alpaca classic, it's spun in a very specific way. It's very lightweight, so it won't grow that much, we think. It won't be impacted the way maybe a pure alpaca or a higher gauge, like a thicker yarn would have been. So we're good. Those questions have come up quite often. There's a third question that we've been reading a lot on the comments that we wanted to clear up. A lot of people are mentioning that the Norwegian wool is sold out. And it's not. So
our wool?
Yeah. Oh. So I suppose somebody looks for the yarn in one store, it's not, like a color is sold out, and then they write it in the comments and they make it sound like it's sold out, and then other people read it, and then it becomes this rumor which is incorrect. The yarn is not sold out.
Well, that's easy to find out if you go to our website.
Yeah.
Because you can order directly from the website, can't you?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, and then if it's sold out, it says if it's sold out there.
Yeah, and actually I contacted Rowan just to be able to give correct information. I contacted Rowan today, and the information I received from Rowan was that all the colors are in stock at the warehouses both in the UK and the US. It means that if a store has sold out a certain color, it will be restocked very quickly. And all of the colors and all the yarn or all the Norwegian wool colors are available if you go to our website. So go to arnecarlos.com, select yarn from the menu, and then you can shop online and you'll get all the colors. None of them are sold out.
And there's more colors coming.
And there's more colors coming next year. And it was funny, a lot of people mentioned pink as a color they wanted.
We have some pink coming.
And we do have pink coming. We already wanted pink.
And we already made a new collection.
Yeah.
Where the pink is.
So pink is coming next year. And the yarn is currently a Rowan Select, but it's been so well received, it's going to become part of the normal assortment of yarns there. So we're very, very pleased with how everything is coming along, and we are still loving the yarn a lot. Yeah.
So cool. We have to go to England to get our Norwegian yarn.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get it in Norway. We
Correct.
tried
Yeah,
many times, but it seems like there's no interest.
In Norway, no. But now we have a Norwegian wool.
So we have a Norwegian wool
from Rowan.
From Rowan.
So last time we went to my parents' place, my parents and I have been cleaning and sorting things out for them and getting rid of stuff that they don't need. And I got a whole bunch of lovely things.
I think those are so nice.
These are lovely. All these different kinds of little crocheted items. You've got like these little tablecloths.
You have a lot of this.
Yeah, loads. And then you've got...
I think we can make something from
You've got bigger pieces like this. And here you've got... Oh, this is really lovely as well. Look at this one. So they're all super cute.
What technique this is? Is this like a lace or something?
Yeah, it's some sort of lace or crocheting. Or look at this one. This one's really fine. This is beautiful. So yeah, plenty of these. They're all small and they're all quite difficult to kind of, what are we going to do with them individually. So we are now working on some ideas. We won't tell you about them yet, but we are working on some recycle ideas for all of this stuff.
It's nice. There's birds there. Look.
Yeah, I know. It's so lovely.
I think what like for a start, we could wash them and iron them flat, like to make them really nice and put them in the inspiration book.
Yeah.
Because we have these inspiration books where we put all patterns and fabric and stuff.
Yeah, but we have an idea and we're going to do it and then we're going to show you the results.
This is so beautiful.
And this is just a teaser, so look at this. This is just a teaser, so stay tuned. And I'm sure all these things, they've been in my grandmother's house and probably my mom. Yeah, my mom uses them as well, I guess. But yeah, here's some more. Lots of the circles. I'm loving these. I'm loving the circles. So yeah, there's gonna be. Oh, this is cute as well. The little round napkin with the edge. There's gonna be something coming out. This could be cool on the.
We got some ideas, and when I went to the thrift shop store.
The one where I was enthusiastically.
Yeah, I found some more of these things because for the idea we're working on, we need a lot of things.
Yeah,
we always need a lot of stuff.
Little hanky.
And you say you bring home stuff too, Carlos.
Well, my parents didn't want these, and I decided that they were not going to be thrown out. That we could do something really beautiful with them, and ideas are coming.
Yeah.
So if you've got a whole bunch of these things, don't throw them away. If you were thinking of clearing, your cupboard and throwing all these old things away, don't do it because we're going to come up.
Always use it for.
We're going to come up with a really great thing for you guys to do, and we're going to tell you about it in the future. So this one's a little bit disheveled.
I think that one is cool. That is actually something we could put in art journal.
I love it.
Because we would never use it on on the
No,
furniture.
but this one is but look at how beautiful. Even though it is a little bit falling apart, it is so beautiful.
I think it's really.
Actually, I love the fact that it is, that there's holes in it and everything. It's really nice. Really makes it stunning.
And I think last time, Carlos, we said that on this sit and knit we would have started the folk costume jackets. There's another one.
Yeah, and I found a few more on the floor. Sorry. Gotta get those as well.
But these are the same style. These are nice.
And the final one, which is the same one as the other one that we showed. We said, but we have
a meeting, so we can't put the sewing machine out because it will be so messy.
Yeah, we're hosting a very important meeting tomorrow, and so we had to avoid bringing out the sewing machine because then
it will be
chaos. And we are hosting a meeting. We're going to be 5 or 6 people.
So you have to have space.
We need the table, right? We need the table. So we haven't started the jackets.
You have to look good.
Yeah. And Arne has a little bit of anxiety. So do I. You always have that anxiety when it's something new. Like last year we did the garter bands for the stockings, and I had nightmares before we started them because I thought that I would never.
And you were so good at that.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought I would never succeed in doing them. I was going to spend the next year trying to weave these garter bands, and it was going to be like a really bad result. So I had nightmares, and then I sat down and I did it, and I actually was the better one of the two of us doing them. So
you're hired.
Yeah, exactly. So our mantra: everything is easy when you know how to do it. And right now we don't know we know how to make a jacket. So the basics are there, but and when you don't know that particular jacket, it may be a little bit
since it's the folk costume, it's also a little bit scary because there are like rules and stuff. But like when we started our business together, we were sewing all the garments ourselves. So it shouldn't be so hard. But I took out the papers, so I have all the instructions here. And you see, there's not much.
No.
This is just a checklist, so we have all the stuff. So I start now and I go through all the steps. And
the pattern is 21. No, sorry. The pattern is 22 sentences in Norwegian, and then it's got illustrations that look like this.
That's for the lining.
And that's pretty much the pattern and then we have to figure everything out. And the first thing it says here is that this pattern is for people who have certain sewing experience and who know tailoring in men's or women's. So and it's not for the completely inexperienced.
And I think, Carl, this time I will follow the instruction because when we did the others, the jacket, the vest and the shirt and the trouser, we didn't follow it we did it our way.
Yeah.
And it worked. But for this, I think I will actually, if you see, I will follow every step. I will mark the seams and I will check the sizes.
So you follow that, and then I will follow you. So whatever you do, I'll do. I'll copy you.
I think I can start on mine because mine is black, and then you can do because yours is white, and if there's a mistake, it shows better on the white one.
Well, yeah, that's true. Plus, whatever the black one is, whatever you have next to the black one will absorb all that dust. So, if we're working with a white wool and a black wool, your jacket will be full of white, dust or little particles. So it's better to maybe wait until your jacket is done.
We can be in one end of.
And then what I'll do is I'll just be your assistant. Yeah. So I will stand there and do whatever you tell me to do.
You can do all the steaming.
That's fun.
What's really funny is that it said that a white jacket the fabric should not be steamed before you sew it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But the black one has to be steamed.
Yeah.
So I have to steam all my pieces. But
that's very interesting.
You don't have to.
Yeah, very interesting. So anyway, exciting times. I think our 15 minutes are going very fast today.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about, and we're going to do a final show and tell before we reach the 15 minutes and have to stop. We're going to talk a little bit about embroidery because somebody here has been very into embroidery recently.
Because I have a new hobby. It's my hobby, Carlos.
Okay.
And this week I finished something I started before I got all that unfinished think
business.
I got a lot of unfinished objects or projects from the thrift store.
From the lady who's either blind or dead.
Yeah, and before I started with this project, and this week I managed to finish it. It's a
Mandrill.
mandrill. Is it a primate? What's the name of that?
It's from Africa.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. So I made a pillow of the mandrill, a mandrill hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, and it's inspired by our trip to South Africa, the last trip outside of Europe that we did before the pandemic. And the idea was to take the African animals and put them in our garden.
Put them in flowers.
So they're not in the bush, they're in our garden with the Meconopsis.
I think it came out really nice.
It's very cool.
I'm just so happy with that.
Yeah, and now you were working on a zebra, which was actually a giraffe.
It's a giraffe.
Yeah.
I have to make some more flowers around the giraffe, but then I will start to do the giraffe.
Yeah, it's very lovely.
And now I'm like into all kinds of animals.
Yeah.
Probably not only African animals, but interesting animals from all over.
And we're gonna probably release these patterns as well, so that people can do these, because these are fun. And we need an update, Arne. How is the dead ladies or the blind ladies or whatever she is? How's her project going?
It's growing. So now the cats are actually, they are almost hidden in the other pattern. And for this one, this was actually made for something you should put on the wall, but I wanted to make a pillow. This is like the pillows for the back seat of the Beetle. Okay. I think this one will be in the Beetle as well. So I had to I found it was too narrow. Yeah. So I found canvas in the stash with the same size
gauge or density of holes.
So I put just the canvas on top of the other, and
I can see there's a piece of canvas right here. Yeah.
So I just put them over each other, and then I embroidered through 2 layers. So now this one has the width of what I want, but you can see, and I also make outlines in black around the cat because it disappears a little bit in the background. And luckily I found a lot of yarn when I bought the nice chandelier. I found more embroidery yarn.
Because, I love that store.
Yeah, because there's there are something missing on the cat, so I found a bag of embroidery yarn. So now I just have to find the colors that I'm missing. And I think some of the yarn maybe in this bag is actually from the embroidery. If not, there's more yarn somewhere here.
And actually it's interesting because we did, Lagoon Gate is now on officially. And my promise to him was 8 hours of thrift shopping enthusiastically. However, I think he may not actually want me in the thrift store anymore.
No, because I want to bring home some secrets.
Yeah, but hang on. So we go into the thrift store. Arne finds that bag, and then he finds 4 more bags or 3 more bags, and he takes them all. And I look at him and I say with my very sensible voice, do you really need all that yarn? I mean, wouldn't it be better to just get the 1 bag, and then when you run out of colors there, you can, bring another bag? And I actually managed to persuade him very quickly, so he only bought 1 bag when he actually wanted to buy 4.
But what if I don't have that beige and that brown that's on the cat? What if I don't find it in the bag? Then you have to go back again.
But anyway, so you see, I might actually get away with not going to the thrift store because I sabotaged everything for you.
But the good thing is that you went out from the shop.
Exactly.
And then
that was a good thing for me too. Thank you.
That was a good thing for me because then I found another unfinished object.
Did you buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to show you the unfinished objects because this is my thing. I want to make that embroidery and I will surprise you.
So more surprises.
So the first time you see the unfinished object, it's on sit and knit for a bit. But then of course you will see the progress as I start embroidery, but you won't see it before you're here. Okay. Sit and knit for a bit.
Okay.
And when this one is finished, I have a really good one.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, and life is full of surprises. So I'm sure they're going to be lovely surprises. And actually, I love getting the surprises more than I love going to the.
But it's so
store.
fun to see your face when you see when I show you the surprises, because the next one is really kitschy.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to see your face when you see it.
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be in the sofa with all your grandmother's cushions.
Oh, I can't wait. Anyway, Arne, time is running out. We have one more thing to talk about. I'm sure people have been noticing the lovely little mugs that we are drinking of.
Yeah,
And it may be a little bit early, but we have a lot of emails already from people asking about the beetle with the Christmas tree on it, which we had last year, and which we don't have in our merchandise site anymore. And people were asking if we're going to bring it out again for Christmas. And the answer is yes. We've got a new edition coming, and actually we've just released it.
Yeah, and now this year we have a red beetle.
Yeah, so you've got the story of the two Scandinavian princes print on it. And this year we've actually also released something fun. It's
a thermos?
It's a bottle for water or things.
With the red beetle.
Yeah, and it looks like this, so it's really very cool. It's got the beetle, and it's a metal water bottle, or I think maybe you could have coffee or tea as well. I don't know if it's a thermos. I use mine. I actually have one that I use all the time. I use it down with my thread mill when I do my workout.
Your beautiful thread.
My beautiful thread mill, and I've got one of these to drink from. So they're really, really great. So we've released that today, and we've also released the sweaters, which have the beetle. And actually, the sweaters are different because if you look at the coffee mug doesn't have any passengers in the car. It's just the beetle and the Christmas tree. But the sweaters and the T-shirts, they have the two princes sitting in the car with the Christmas tree on top. And if you all know the story, the car broke down. And if you haven't heard the story, go check last year's Advent calendar, December 23rd.
Okay.
So
you remember all these things?
I remember all these things.
But this year we have a red beetle. Last year it was gray.
Mm-hmm.
And I have decided I want to have this. Like, this will be my collectibles. I want to have a new beetle every year with a different color.
Yeah. Now Helmer and Freya, which we call Framer, our poodles, they also wanted to, do something for us, for our YouTube channel. All the merchandise that we sell on our channel, all that money actually goes towards production. So
goes to feed dogs.
No. It goes towards making content on our YouTube channel because it does cost a lot of money. You have no idea how much it costs, but it's very expensive. So all the money we make from merchandise goes back into the channel. And Framer told me that they wanted to do something, support the channel as well. So this year, in addition to the story of the two Scandinavian princes merchandise, Framer has got their own little things. So here you've got Framer and Helmer and Freya. They are dressed up as little reindeer and Santa, and they are on the mugs. And we've done the bottles as well. And then we found these. These were also pretty cool. These metal cups.
But that's a thermos also, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a thermos. It's done in metal, and then you can take this. This one's good for the car.
Yeah.
So you can.
When we go back to Sweden, we have to fill this.
Yeah, you open it and you fill it up somehow, and then you drink from here. I have to figure it out. I haven't figured it out yet.
I know how to do it.
Anyway, and so this one has a Framer on it. There's also one with a beetle. So you can get these at arnecarlos.com merchandise from the menu. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out later.
This is so technical.
Yeah. But let's do it later. Now it's... okay.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Okay. I done it once and I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so you just slide that and then you can drink
open.
and then you can, have this in your car.
You see, sometimes things are too easy.
Yeah. So anyway, Framer are very happy to be able to help us raise some cash for the channel. And we're also very thankful for all of you guys, the ones of you that are purchasing and also the ones of you that are not purchasing but are watching our channel. Everything helps us. So whether you're supporting it financially, whether you're just watching it, you know.
But no,
we're very happy with everything we get.
We have to stop because I have to dress up for the meeting.
Well, the meeting's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. But you can dress up today if you want.
Today.
No, it's tomorrow.
Because I want to look what's it called?
Yeah, presentable.
For the meeting.
You will.
Because maybe we can earn some money because I have more shopping to do.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's true.
That has to come from somewhere as well.
Business meetings. Yeah,
business meetings.
No, the meeting's tomorrow, so we still have a few, like a day to prepare for that. And yeah, so merchandise is now available. The Christmas merchandise is launching now, and we're very, very grateful for your support. And we're also grateful for all our subscribers, everybody who comments, everybody who engages with our content, everybody who enjoys and watches our content. All of these things matter a lot to us because it helps us continue to create content for our channel. Yeah. So thank you so much for all your help, all your support. No matter how small or large the contribution is, it actually counts and it's very important to us.
Yeah,
so those are the formalities today. Subscribe.
No, if you like the video, put your thumbs up or down. Both help. And
they do. Engagement helps.
Engagement help. And remember to put on your notifications if you're a subscriber. And if you're on the mailing list, you can have some good offers. Yeah, plus all the information. We're going to be releasing information about the Advent calendar very soon. That will go out on an email. And there is going to be a knit-along this year as well. There's going to be a contest or competition as well. So lots of things coming from us, so keep your eyes peeled. And 15 minutes are up. I guess that we've gone over time again. As always. So, okay. So we have to stop. Yeah, so we look forward to seeing you again same time next week. And we've got a fun I-core tutorial coming up soon on Sunday that I think you will enjoy. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again very, very soon. Bye! Bye! See you next time.